team, and that's for real. Oh, you said something. When they kick off, he gon' kneel. I don't wanna hear none if it ain't about the Bills. We'll be running out the tunnel, better stay up on your heels. We might leave your ankles on the field, put you on the rail. How you feel? Feel the watch the sweep just like a broom. Hail Mary, and put his GM in a tomb. Make some room, call it timeout, cause they not ready. Think they feeling all the pressure, cause they know I apply it heavy. Try to cover one-on-one, my cuss gon' be too deadly. Have him watching all that film while he's snuggling on his teddy. Man, who let me step up in the game with a mindset of making sure I'm heard. I'm pointing tenant, it ain't time yet. When it is, I bet you know, don't fix your legs to come around me. If you acting all scary in the snow, oh, you said something. Tell your homie better chill. He don't ride how we ride for our team, and that's for real. Oh, you said something. When the kickoff, he gon' kneel. I don't wanna hear none if it ain't about the Bills. Oh, you said something. Tell your homie better chill. He don't ride how we ride for our team, and that's for real. Oh, you said something. When the kickoff, he gon' kneel. I don't wanna hear none if it ain't about the Bills. Make sure your helmet on tight and your mouthpieces in. Make sure your team get right.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of BillsWrld. I am Justice General Radford, and of course, as always, I'm with the legend of two games, no Pee-wee, Coach Muki Hawkins. What's going on, Coach? How you doing today, man?
Busy day. You know, it is hump day, so I guess I'm humping today. Pause, but you know, definitely, a good day. Just left. I have football practice on my own today, but I still, I had to go and see my guy. I had to go see Deion Dawkins today. You know, he had his cornhole tournament with Deion's Dreamers up at Soleil over there at Long Beach. So, chopped it up with him, chopped it up. Kyrie Elam was there, Daquan Jones, AJ Epineza, Jamarcus Ingram, Osiris Torrance.
Nice.
Who else am I missing? Dorian Williams, those guys were there, Lyle Collins, so, it was a good event, always a good event when Deion doing cornhole, right? Try to get me to do it. I said, nah, I'm doing cornhole. I have to catch you in the hood near you. We'll get it in then. But, nevertheless, overall, a good day. Yesterday, OTAs. Let's talk about it.
Definitely. Anytime, hanging out with Deion, great personality. So I'm sure that was a blast. Shout out to Deion Dawkins and his cornhole tournament. Shout out to them, those guys that were there as well. All right, so OTA, speaking of, tell us about it. What's going on over there in Bills camp?
Defense won yesterday.
Isn't that typically normal in like an early camp situation? Doesn't the defense usually win, or is that just something?
No. I mean, when you look at it, it's when you look at this Bills team now, it's 28 players that was on this roster last year that's not on this roster. So not necessarily the defense is winning this. Let's keep in mind Matt Milano ain't out there right now. Let's keep in mind we got two brand new safeties out there. You know what I mean? So but they still got Von Miller, and he would have had at least definitely two. I counted, maybe three. So it's like, and I meant to tell him that yesterday, when I got up on him, but me and AJ was talking about it today a little bit on how smooth he looked. You know what I mean? And last year, I think it was less of him thinking about being twitchy than actually being twitchy. So he got his twitch back. He was just smooth as he can be and, getting back there. I'm like, okay. This is something that we didn't see him on last year. And we all know that an ACL tear takes a full year before you can really get back to normal. So, things definitely look back to normal. And I told AJ, I was like, Von, give y'all guys anything, consider that a bonus because it's really on you and Greg this year. So, I think that those two bookends right there could potentially both have double-digit sacks. Just look at the production they had last year, and not having necessary minutes that they're going to get this year. So, up in minutes means up in production, right? So those guys easily should at least have 10 sacks apiece. And then again, And the way Von's playing, in camp, you still have to do it with the pads on, but I mean,
So was Von lined up outside of Dion, or did they have him switching out?
Dion wasn't there yesterday. Dion was absent because he had to take care of getting his event taken care of today. You know what I mean? So Dion wasn't there. So that's the thing. You do want to see that against
veteran privileges.
Yeah, veteran privilege, right? Yeah, you get those. I mean, when you're doing a community event too, as well, coach. Sure. He's the leader, he's captain of the team. Dion, he's not slouching around when he's at practice. He's strictly business. So, yeah, he had to do that. So, I mean, at the end of the day, Von, he looked good. I didn't care, if it was who was over there. I see what I needed to see out of him, and so it was just good to see that flash. Like we didn't see that flash last year. Mm-hmm. I mean, he had a lot of would-be sacks last year. Towards the end of it, I mean, he was real close and itching, but never really got that sack. I think week 1 he gets a sack, and then that's Kyler Murray we were talking about too. So, I think it's to that point, but
Kyler Murray is one of those cornerbacks that you go and get Von Miller to be able to defend.
Yeah, you're gonna chase you down, And then at the end of the day, AJ Epineza and Greg Rousseau is really going to shoulder a majority of that load. I will believe. In the beginning of the season, let those guys shoulder the load a little bit. You want to preserve Von, just make him a pass rush specialist, situational guy on third down, and then, let those younger guys, keep producing for you. I mean, you extended AJ, you exercise the option on Rousseau. So, let these guys, shoulder the load a little bit while, our old veteran, is going to rest. Stay fresh when you need him to be, and then obviously the talent is the talent. So that's what I would do. It looked pretty good at practice yesterday. With the defense, making some plays. They got a tip drill. Damar Hamlin actually got his hand on a Josh Allen pass, which was tipped and picked off by Deion Jones, and took that thing back to the house. Josh was there. Yeah, Josh
another sweeper.
And Josh was on, he was talking his normal trash, and then the very next play, Josh had to say, "Okay, all right, let me show y'all who I am." No, let me just throw this laser over here to this guy, shut y'all up real quick. But all in all, I thought defense had a real good day. It's good to see Damar Hamlin, making plays. He's been consistent the past couple of weeks on doing that. I mean, Javon Solomon. Say what y'all want to say about him, but again, he's going to get after the quarterback as well. I think that
roster too.
There's going to be some competition, between him and Kingsley Jonathan, for that pass rushing spot over there, So it's good to see that with him, and he's already, everybody want to ridicule him about undersized. I mean, like, what is undersized? We had Trip Murphy in here who was the size that wasn't doing anything. So I don't want to hear anything about being undersized. I'm seeing him making plays. I'm seeing him getting back there.
Aaron Donald was undersized.
Right. I'm seeing him use his leverage, and and it's early, with him being a rookie. I can't wait to see. I don't want to say, mandatory OTAs. I want to see training camp to preseason with him. And if he's just doing what he's been normally doing, then, still in the 6th round for Brandon Beane, which we all know is eventually going to be a steal because of the production that he was able to do in college. So I don't see no drop off. I'll tell you that much. I mean, even when, run plays go his way, he is still able to, slither through. He has great bend for a rookie. Now, if anybody, he has great bend, and a lot of defensive ends in the NFL don't have that. And he knows how to use that. So it's going to be, first of all, it's going to be awesome to see what Von Miller is going to school him with. You know what I'm saying? Like when he has that natural bend and you got a guy like Von Miller on your team to absorb as a sponge, so I know he's like a kid in the candy store right now, having Von's presence at practice every day. And Von is a teacher, he jumped right in, soon he, donned the Bills uniform And he's been teaching and, you know, taking those young guys under the wing, showing them the tricks of the trade. So, I mean, you just look at how Epineza was able to, you know, produce and, you know, get that extension. You know, that's learning from one of the best in the business. And then, you know, obviously Greg Rousseau, he's improved every year, right? So year 4 for him, year 5 for Epineza. And you got, you know, Von Miller backing up, and you got this young stud rookie. You got that seasoned guy in Kingsley Johnson. So, again, younger and stronger up front, this Buffalo Bills defensive line. And then, hey, you know, once you get Matt Milano and Terrell Bernard, that dynamic duo behind that, you know, Bills is definitely it's looking good in shirt and shorts. I'll just say that. It's looking good in shirt and shorts.
You kind of touched on it a little bit, but can you speak to about how the safeties look? Obviously, you have a fresh regime in there, a rookie going in there, probably going to be playing significant minutes this season, a newcomer in Mike Edwards, and then also DeMar Hamlin, who's been here for a few years. But what is the situation looking like in the backfield of the defense?
You got Tyler Rapp, who's flying for the ball. I mean, Mike Edwards, he's in, you know, for, you know, certain things, but, you know, he's not really participating because, you know, he's dealing with you know, a minor shoulder injury. It's nothing too severe or anything like that. Mainly being held out for precaution, you know, and to let that, you know, heal and rest. But yeah, that's where you see, you know, probably the weakness that you would see in the defense obviously will be the back end, because you had 2 all-pro guys back there for 8 years. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's definitely going to look different. We just have to wait and see on how those guys can pick things up back there. Then you got Cole Bishop, you know, a rookie as well. You know, so that's where the inexperience lies on this defense. And, you know, offense is definitely going to, you know, test that out. You know, definitely going to test that out. Teams are definitely going to test that out. So, I don't know. You know, Bills do have 91 on the roster. So far, this roster is complete. But we know, you know, things can still change. You know, maybe a Justin Simmons. You never know. I keep saying that right now because he ain't signed with nobody else. And if, you know, well, I'll say you probably know more after OTAs when everybody is here for mandatory minis. So you'll know more of that answer come next week. You know, is it, you know, deal? But again, Simmons got to come down. The Bills don't have the type of money that he's maybe asking for, he's accustomed to getting. And that's respected, you know. But hey, you know, it's not like, you know, you're playing on one of the bottom half teams in the NFL. You're playing against a contender. You're playing with a contender. And hey, you know, you just got cut from a big contract, so you guys will come, you know, get your snaps, and play. You know, I need to, you know, they need me to come and recruit, man. I think I can grab Justin Simmons if, you know, they need me to holler at Justin, man. We can get him in here for probably like $3.5 million. Give me some incentives. I'm telling you, give me some incentives, and, you know, he'll be happy that, you know, he signed that 3.5 with those incentives, and then he'll get his big payday, you know, after this season, hopefully with a ring attached to that. So I think if it's anything that the Bills are probably looking at right now is that position. If anything, you see how they just got rid of, you know, Tommy Doyle, you know, and brought in another linebacker that, you know, played well during the rookie minicamp from out of Pitt. So, you know, things like that can happen. You know, it definitely can happen. Matthew Hack got released, you know, to bring the wrestler in, you know. So, you know, it was quite interesting to see him take a few snaps yesterday. There was a 2-point takedown, as my man Sal say. Shout out to my boy Sal Mariana there for that notion right there. He got in, and, you know, he engaged with the guard. Then all of a sudden, the guard was on his back. I don't know if it was a bull rush. Yeah, he just, you know, that guy was on his back. It was definitely a quick takedown, you know. So I got a kick out of that. I still say he won that battle, no matter what it was.
It was like a bear hug, or he pushed him over?
No, it wasn't no bear hug. It wasn't no, you know, arms around get you down. It was, you know, It was of a bull rush check.
Okay. All right. So Mookie definitely just cut out. I don't know what's going on with his thing, but obviously we're talking about the new, I believe it's a defensive tackle that the Bills just signed, Stevenson, who was a former gold medal wrestler. And I'm excited to see him only because I take a look back and you think about how the last kind of random almost thing that happened with the Bills was when they signed Christian Wade, the guy out of UK, I believe it was. And then he has like that great preseason where the first time he touches the ball, he goes for something stupid like 60 yards and scores a touchdown. Everybody runs out there, super duper excited. I do think it's interesting what Coach was talking about as far as the offense beating the defense in camp, only because you want to see how this offense gels, especially the new iteration of it. But it looks like Coach is back, so let's ask him about it and how they look.
Yeah, sorry about that. A little glitch in the matrix there. I don't know what's going on. It's raining off and on. It just went out. But so I mean, there it is about our wrestler guy, at camp. So anything can happen. Again, come mandatory minis next week, then when things really get to flying, we'll see if that's an area in need. But I like the way that DeMar Hamlin has been, picking things up. He's been making plays. So you definitely got to give, that its respect. And, maybe that play can translate to, doing it in helmet and shoulder pads. And if that happens, then, something like that could definitely, keep Justin Simmons at bay. And the Bills investing in DeMar Hamlin, who's in his last year of his contract too. So,
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, even last preseason, excuse me. Even last preseason, I was thinking like DeMar looks like he's flying around the field a little bit. Like he was looking real good in the preseason. And I thought that would lead to him playing some significant minutes. I mean, he got in some, but I thought he'd be playing more. So I guess we'll see what happens this season when he has no choice but to be playing a little bit more. But while you were away, we kind of got into a conversation about like the offense and how it's interesting that the Bills offense lost to the defense yesterday, right? Because I'm sure that the fans are just as excited to know what type of offense the Bills are going to be running. What does it look like out there? Are there any favorites for Josh, or maybe James Cook looking like he could have another, or continue his breakout season with another and stack it with another great season?
Well, Josh got weapons this year. Now, when teams say, when you look at the Bills' offense last year, only thing they used to say, "Oh, you got Stephon Diggs. All y'all got is really Stephon Diggs. You throw Gabe in there here and there, but that's all they have, right?" Can't say that this year because guess what? We ain't got Stephon Diggs. You know what I mean? So where's the production is going to come from? You got Khalil Shakur is the only guy who caught a pass from Josh Allen last year. Everybody else is brand new. So I think, like we've been saying all season long, get more weapons for Josh. And what the Bills have done, get more weapons for Josh. We're not just bringing just camp guys in. We're bringing guys to compete for a spot.
Yeah.
On top of that, this probably may be the strongest receiving room in the Josh Allen era from 1 through 6, maybe 7. This it's a talented bunch. It's an athletic bunch. And, Josh hasn't had that. Like I said, defense make a play. Josh will come right back the very next play. So you already know, he'll laugh it off, but, it's personal. He let him know, like, all right, I'm Josh Allen.
Right.
I don't get this twisted. I am Josh Allen now. I am.
No, this is definitely a wide receiver room where no matter how you slice it, when the season starts in September, there are going to be some good players that don't make the roster, especially from the wide receiver position.
Yeah. But if everybody want to know, right now Claypool is making this team. I don't know why. I don't know where people is getting this stuff that he's washed up. Like he's not gonna make this team. If the season they had to make cuts today, Claypool will be on the team. Yeah, I mean, you know, he was. I mean, I say defense won, but offense have made their handful of plays yesterday. And yeah, Claypool was one of them on the 50-yard strike down the middle,
Ooh,
wide open, beating the
like
rookie.
that.
You know, beating the rookie. You know, so say what you want to say. Claypool's making plays out there, and it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard for him not to make it. Like, I mean, okay, let's just say Shakur, we know he's on this roster. We know Samuel is on this roster. We know
Yeah.
Coleman is on this roster, right? You can say Matt Collins is on this roster because he's the veteran guy. He was the first receiver from free agency really brought in here. So he probably has out of the newer guys, he has a relationship with Josh. So he's on this squad. So that's 4. All right, 5. We got to go Marquez Valdez-Scantling. You don't bring a guy in with 2 Super Bowl rings with that type of knowledge for him not to make this team. He completely have to just have a horrible training camp in the preseason for the Bills to come. So that's 5. So now the comp is at 6, right? You got Claypool, Shorter, Hamlet, Isabella. I mean, Xavier Johnson looked good. Brian Thompson looked good. You know, so it's like that 6th spot is going to be tough. And does, you know, at least 2 out of that forces the Bills to make it a 7th guy? You know, do Hamler flash, you know, maybe on special teams or whatever the case, to push it to 7? Or do Claypool, you know, be a guy to push it to 7? They didn't say that, you know, they want to do special teams, or he was out, you know, special teams looking all right to me, you know, and very aggressive while he was out there. So right now, Claypool is going to make this team. He's 6'4", 225 pounds, you know, and he's showing those signs of, you know, when he was at Pittsburgh, not when he was in Chicago, depressed probably.
He's an athletic freak. He really is.
I mean, you know, people don't understand the overall scope of stuff what people go through. When you come from a winning program such as Notre Dame, when you go get drafted to probably one of the most successful franchises in the NFL, the Pittsburgh Steelers, a traditional winning program, you know what I mean? And then you get sent to the worst team in the NFL.
Yep.
Quarterback
can't even get you the ball because they don't have enough time to throw. Yeah.
Right. So, you know, you don't want to be there. So you're going to do everything not to be there. And then it's going to create a false narrative on you because you don't want to be there, right? Okay, yeah, he did get traded to Miami, but I do believe that
it was too late.
I believe that he was coming to Buffalo last year. If he was going to get cut, because remember they said the Bears are just going to release him, and I believe that the Bills were going to pick Claypool up, and you know, but they end up Miami probably caught wind that the Bills was going to snatch him up and just offer the 7th round pick for him. You know what I'm saying? You gotta look how strange things happen like that. Why would y'all pick Claypool up? Y'all really didn't need him. You got Waddle.
You didn't use him.
You got Joe Tigers, right? So imagine Claypool versus Kansas City with no Gabe Davis.
Different story.
It's a different story right there, right? It's a completely different story. So I think that the Bills have, and I meant to ask Bean that yesterday too. I'm still on asking, but that it kind of gave me that vibe where how that was going and how quickly, you know, man, let's get Claypool in here, right? Not a problem. Get him in here. So Claypool now.
Real quick, because we got to go soon. Can you give us a brief synopsis of how Keon Coleman looks in camp as well?
Keon Coleman is Keon Coleman. Look, Keon Coleman is going to make plays in this offense, right? Keon Coleman is going to produce in this offense. He has some good plays, some quick game plays that showed his athleticism and his breakaway ability. So, yeah, Keon Coleman is continuing to make strides every week. Every day he's out there with Josh getting better. So you're going to see come training camp, you know, how that definitely materializes with all the guys. But everybody's looking good so far. It's not really no disappointments in camp. The obvious is the obvious. The veteran guys are looking to par. The rookie guys are flashing. So that's what you want to see, out of a revamped younger Bills team. So, it definitely, the excitement is there and the fire is lit. So the guys is looking pretty good. We'll see come OTAs when everybody is there, when Rasul Douglas is there, and things of that nature. We could really see how this defense is really going to look come next week for a quick moment.
Yeah, no, that's definitely what we like to hear, man. It's early days, ladies and gentlemen. All right, the Bills, they got training camp. They still got a lot more time to develop, so it's not, let's hold our breath a little bit, right? Not go too crazy, we don't even know what the final roster is going to look like, ladies and gentlemen. Okay,
James Cook is going to have 1,000 yards again this year.
Oh,
easy.
I'd say he'll have 2,000 all-purpose yards.
Oh, easy. Oh, without a doubt.
For sure.
Especially what I saw yesterday.
Ooh, I like to hear that. All right, Coach. That's going to do it for us here at Believe in Bills. Make sure you tune in up next. It's Ryan Thomas Take Sports Podcast, and he is going live, so make sure you guys tune into that. For my man Muki, I'm Justus. Coach, take us out.
BillsWrld, baby.
Sure, I'm hurt, I'm pointed tenant, it ain't time yet. When it is, I bet don't fix your legs to come around me. If you acting all scary in the snow, you said something. Tell your homie better chill, he don't ride how we ride for our team, and that's for